So yes, this does actually count as a ban wave, but it's not the same as the previous ban waves that we have seen on Roblox in the past. If you happen to stay relatively up to date with what goes down in the Roblox community, or even if you've just watched my videos for the past 6 months or so, you are gonna know that when we see a ban wave on Roblox, it's typically just one big swoosh where literally thousands of accounts all get banned or terminated for the exact same reason at the exact same time. I don't know too much about how they go down considering I'm just a YouTuber and not a Roblox admin, but I believe the ban waves are pre-planned and they are obviously carried out for one reason or another. The very first ban wave that I remember making a video about was planned and completed in order to target people who had bought clothing and obviously had wrongfully earned a lot of Robux from doing so. And then the second ban wave that I can remember was actually just 4 or 5 months ago, and that one was done to target exploiters from around Roblox, and I will admit that after that I did actually notice a nice decrease in the amount of exploiters that I was coming across inside of games, but there seems to be a pattern with every ban wave that has ever occurred. And now here we are on to our third ban wave on the list. This one happened just yesterday or the day before, it kind of depends when I upload this, and it was supposed to be targeting clothing botters yet again, except this time it wasn't done to ban accounts, but instead it was done to ban and lock entire groups. The extremely similar pattern that has emerged with all of these ban waves is that each and every time it has become such an insanely large problem that everyone is talking about, and that is purely because of the hundreds or even thousands of innocent people that get caught in the crossfire. Hello there, please make sure to leave a like on this video to become my favourite person in the whole entire world. And of course, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because we are currently trying to reach 270,000 subscribers. So I believe the first thing I saw regarding yesterday's ban wave was from this clothing designer, and they said, "My group got locked. I never did anything wrong besides pay my developers and workers stuff. I'm so sorry guys, I will fix this. I hate this so much. I really feel like someone is targeting me. First my clothing got deleted, then my Discord account got restricted, which is now back, and now this." So first of all, it looks like this person has most definitely not had the best of luck recently, so I personally would like to say that I hope things end up getting better for them. But this entire thing especially sucks considering that clothing designers on Roblox are literally developers. This is no different to a game being shut down out of nowhere and for absolutely no reason, but also this tweet was posted way before anyone knew anything, and it was way before people knew that this would be classed as yet another ban wave. Although it seems like eventually people began to catch on and a little more understanding for the situation was thrown into the mix, and so we saw the same person follow up with, "Sorry guys, because I overreacted. I thought I was the only one. I saw a lot of other people got their groups locked as well." Like, even without the initial lack of understanding, this is literally their way of making money on Roblox, just completely ripped away from them in the space of a few minutes and with no prior warning, which is why I do compare it to a game being taken down by Roblox out of nowhere, because whilst that game is down, people obviously can't play the game, and then that results in the game not being able to earn a single penny. The same goes for when a clothing group gets locked or banned, because the whole time that that group is locked, the owner cannot access the group to upload clothing or to take group funds or to access literally any of the group settings. And I imagine it's especially scary when you are just logging onto Roblox, you go on over to your group just to check everything that happened whilst you were gone, and then you're just met with, "This group has been locked." Like, when you haven't heard a single thing about anything related to a ban wave, and all you know at that current moment in time is that your group is sitting there right in front of you, but Roblox have locked your group. They have basically stripped you of all access and permissions with your own group. That's probably absolutely terrifying, because you're firstly gonna think that this only happened to you and your group and that it wasn't part of a ban wave. Kaneko Kitten briefly tweeted his thoughts on the matter, and I think this is the clearest explanation as to what's going on, because he said, "Regarding the Roblox ban/lock wave of groups today, to me this seems like it was a planned event by Roblox moderation to take down bad actors on the Roblox clothing catalog catalogue that were botting or stealing clothing and mass re-uploading them with over 100 pages of stolen clothing. So first of all, I think this is genuinely the first time that I have ever seen Roblox attempt to do anything in terms of how much of a mess the clothing area of the catalogue is, because for the longest time all we could do was just stand by and watch as it got worse and worse and worse, even to a point where if you type the word red into the search bar, you're just going to be met with 1 million pages of the same exact red shirt, which is, I don't know, is standard for us to see at this point. But you need to remember that at one point in time, one person genuinely sat there and took the time and effort to create that shirt, that very shirt that people have re-uploaded to sell as their own, and literally millions of times. So not only does it suck for the original clothing designers to be pushed out of their own deserved spotlight, because that is quite literally their work that they worked hard to create, but also because when these other people just steal and re-upload clothing as their own, it's often done using some kind of bot which allows for them to do that in mass amounts and ultimately earning way too much Robux, both far more than they deserve and far more than they should ever be stealing from Roblox. A lot of innocent people got caught in the crossfire, but this happened last time with the exploiting ban wave, and it seems like they are trying to at least crack down on bad actors on the catalogue, a good step in the right direction, but unfortunately innocent people got caught up. This is exactly what I was saying. Like, every time we see a ban wave, that same copycat pattern appears. It's extremely difficult and likely close to impossible to have a ban wave be absolutely perfect, and there is always going to be innocent people caught up in there somewhere, purely because it's almost always done by a bot and never manually by admins or moderators for the most obvious of reasons. But that's why Roblox always jumps on it as soon as possible, and they begin trying to fix their mistakes the second they find out about them. Inception Time, being incredible with issues like this as always, he began helping by simply hopping on board with letting people know how they can start off by helping themselves. Since there are a lot of groups that have been locked, please reach out to our customer service team, which is roblox.com/support, who will then investigate and unlock your group. Apologies and thank you for your patience. So if your own group happens to be locked or banned as a result of the ban wave that took place yesterday, this is 100% confirmed to be the best and the only route that you should be taking from here. Go on over to roblox.com/support, just like he said to do. You fill that entire form out explaining everything, and you will definitely get the help that you need and deserve. It maybe will take just a little bit of time, but considering there is a lot of people to now help, that's more than understandable. I guess it's super frustrating and inconvenient to have to deal with something like this, and especially if it's your own group that got affected, but you do need to understand that it's just a mistake, they happen, and it's just something that we need to work through every now and then. Just to be grateful towards Roblox, considering they are literally trying to do good with this. Like, their intentions are literally to begin cracking down on the clothing groups out there that just steal and re-upload clothing to earn insane amounts of Robux from doing basically nothing. But anyway, what do you guys think of this new Roblox ban wave, except this time it was on Roblox clothing groups? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.